Welcome to today's episode. We are truly honored to have with us a remarkable young talent in the world of Carnatic music, Vidwan Phaniraj Shivashankar. A dedicated and emerging Carnatic vocalist, Phaniraj has been captivating audiences for over 18 years with his soulful renditions and deep-rooted devotion to the art. Trained under legendary gurus like Vidwan Sri Puddukottai R. Krishnamurthy and Vidwan Dr. Sreekantham Nagendra Shastri, he carries forward the rich legacy of the Saint Thyagaraja tradition. An alumnus of Sri Sathya Sai Mirpuri College of Music, Phaniraj has performed at prestigious sabhas across India and abroad, featured on television channels, and was even interviewed by Lotus FM in South Africa. He is not only a performer but also a dedicated teacher, nurturing the next generation of musicians from his base in Bangalore. Let's dive into a conversation filled with music, tradition, and inspiration with Vidwan Phaniraj Shivashankar. Hi, Phaniraj. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good, absolutely fine. So, welcome to my podcast.
Thank
So,
you. Thank you very
last
much.
time we talk about it that this podcast we generally discover the journeys of masters from different fields, whether it's music, sports, and arts. So different. So I'm always trying to meet people who are exceptional in their field, who are experts in their field, and what makes them different from others. So we try to uncover uh, their background, their lifestyle, their hobbies, their habits, their mindset. And the objective of this podcast is that people who are youngsters and who want to become like you, so they should know that what kind of uh, they have to follow the path, what kind of path they have to follow, what kind of struggles they have to face, and what kind patience they have to keep. So it's not a one-day journey; it's a lifetime journey, and there are no shortcuts.
Correct.
It's a very beautiful journey. The ultimate goal is very beautiful. When you achieve that goal, the fruits are very sweet. So that is the objective of this podcast.
Okay.
So just tell us about. First of all, I want to introduce you that you are a Carnatic vocal musician.
Yes,
Okay.
Carnatic vocal musician. Correct.
Carnatic. Okay. Okay.
Carnatic. Yes.
Carnatic. Okay. So, tell us about uh, your childhood memories when you first came to know about music. I'm not talking about Carnatic music first, and when you started your journey with music.
Yeah. See, like basically from the age of 2 or 3 years onwards, even not even 3 years, my mother used to say me, when I was 9 months, 10 months baby itself. So those days they had a Walkman. Do you remember this?
Yeah, I
So
remember. Yeah.
cassettes used to be there.
Yes. Yes.
So when the moment whatever I was playing or sometimes whatever I am doing, some crank whenever I'm crying or something, the moment they play the music, I used to be quiet. It seems that my my mother observed initial stage. Then she started using that Walkman those days, and the moment she used to put me in the Jula, she used to put the Walkman along with me, and she used to just play the Walkman. I used to quietly sleep. That's what the first observation she has made.
Yeah. That's
Then
nice.
at the age of like 4 years, I started like the moment when I started talking clearly all these things. Then what a song is going on at home. Those days normally. At the moment we get up in the morning, I used to hear, MS Lakshmiji's Vishnu Sahasranam every day in the morning. That is
Yeah.
how our, especially here at home is to start the day. We start the day like that. So then slowly the songs, everything, my mother used to sing. So I start singing, and then that she observed. Then she says me, I asked her, it seems, before she asked me, I asked her that saying that, Ma, can I go for music class? So she was
Okay.
quite surprised. And initially, then, okay, no, since the child is asking, why can't? Then she put me in that, she introduced me to a music guru and everything. That is where my music journey started. And I had a passion of listening to music from the very childhood days. That's they
So, what
observed.
age? At what age around you started this going
Around
classes for?
around 5 5 years. At the age of 5 years, I
Oh,
started.
very nice.
So 5 to 6 years, I started going to
Oh,
music class.
very good.
Like that, we say the Carnatic music is nothing but our Indian classical music. Hindustani and
Right.
Carnatic. These are two parts of Indian classical music.
When did you come to know about Carnatic music and you thought that this could be your life, this could be
No,
your journey?
see what those days music was a passion, right?
Right.
In the South India, what happens is the Carnatic music, since Carnatic music is very prominent, and also like at my home also my mother used to sing Carnatic music a lot. The environment was there at home. First thing. Second thing is whatever song she was playing, and I used to hear songs in my outside everywhere. I used to sing that, at home when playing, keep singing or jumping, singing. All this was happening. Singing was like part of me in like daily routine.
Yeah.
That they observed, and so it was since the Carnatic environment was there at home, so
Okay.
that
That
helped
helped
me
you.
to
Yeah.
go in a Carnatic classical music. And at the moment we go, it's a very systematic aligned Carnatic music that basics everything from the 14th century or even before that. It's like we believe origin is from Samaveda. This that's Indian, especially Carnatic music, the art form, both Indian, Indian art form, Indian classical music.
And
So
it's
that
just for my audience purpose. Uh, it's not related to only Karnataka. It's related to entire South India Carnatic
Yes,
music.
yes.
Yeah.
Those days,
Yeah.
see, it was not Karnataka. Karnataka, the state has
Mhm.
been, 70s they have done.
Right.
But
Right.
see, Karnataka, the region was South Indian region was called as Karnataka. Or Karna means in the two different dimensions people say. One is Karnataka region of South India, those before
Yeah.
days. And one is Karna means that, even the ears. The Karnataka
Okay.
music is that, which
Okay.
is very melodious to the ears. That is
Yeah.
called Carnatic music those days. And even there's a story for that is once upon a time, before 7th century, it's all called as Indian classical music. Over a period of time, what happened was due to Mughals, Persians, all his influence in the north, the kings were ruling from there. They started, that our Indian classical music got influenced in that.
Okay.
That is where our that music, Bharatiya Sangeet, it's called, got diverted into Carnatic and Hindustani. So
Okay.
what happened? So in South India, what happened? The Hindu, this period, kings were ruling. They were maintained the same origin music, and they were liking it. So they people continued this. Their little got diverted, got influenced by Arabian, Persian, multiple musician music too. That's just like it got changed. But even today, the rags system, everything is same, nothing much
Okay.
difference.
There
That's
is
why
no
both are
difference.
called as
Not much
both
difference.
not much
That's the
difference.
problem.
We
That's
call,
the problem.
so even the raga names, we call Maya Malavagala, they call Bhairav. We call Shankaravaranam, they call Bilaval. Like that, this just names are different, but the
Yeah.
essence of singing is and notes, everything is same.
So, Hani Raj, to people of your age, generally nowadays I have seen that mostly are interested in doing corporate jobs, okay, or starting their own business, startups or entrepreneurs or anything related to where they can make a lot of money,
And
profits,
yes,
and all these things. So, have you ever thought about that, or in your initial years when you when you were in college? Or any pressure from family that you should also go for the same what others are doing, your friends are doing the same thing mostly.
that is 100% because then society, see those
Yeah.
days, especially I am 1987 born. So those days this was not that popular like now, the Indian classical music, dance, art forms, everything. It was popular, but thing is like like it's a fight between the life and that fine arts. The reason is everywhere the study and get a job, that was the pressure was
Yeah.
very much high those days. What happened?
Yes.
I'm also have done my BCom, bachelor's in commerce and master's in commerce too,
Okay.
along with my
That's nice.
post
So
graduation
you
diploma
did
in
a
music.
formal education in commerce,
Yes,
and
as well
side by
as in
side you were
music.
pursuing your passion. Okay.
Passion. I have done, what I have done is first after my 12th, I have done my bachelor's, master's in music. Then parallelly, since I have done 11th and 12th in commerce, I have just gone with that also to just fulfill even. I wanted to be because that we had always that doubt into the like how we are going to be in
Yeah,
that.
right, right.
That is there the moment when you start the career, it is there for everybody. That too, professional, like when we are going in the freelancer as I said, profession or the what a freelancer we call any profession you go, even that can be the
Yes.
multiple professions. Only I think few professions they have a safe zone, like because otherwise this threat is there in every profession.
Hmm.
Challenges, we multiple challenges we face, and that perseverance is very important. One thing, passion is very important, and we call burning ambitions. So that is also, it helps us a lot, right?
So, when you decide that it should be a career,
Yeah. See,
pursuing
what
music?
happened was,
Hmm.
parallelly I was doing this boy, like, I started with my music class, music classes, and I was also, in various small schools. I was a music teacher too.
Okay.
And
Okay.
parallelly, since I've done my MCOM, slowly I shifted to teaching in commerce also. And commerce was just part time I was doing that, and full time I was doing as a musician. So the moment,
Okay.
once, like, I was picked up this well. And in multiple, see, the base was like music classes. They conducting the classes is the first step. Along with that, slowly we start performing. We start giving interviews. We start doing the multiple recordings, concert, like, all these albums. So multiple things, slowly we start developing it. And that is where, like, it's after the, like, for 5 to 10 years of work together, almost 15 years of work, or when I at almost like 5 years of work, where I got confidence. Yes, I'm able to sustain. Then slowly switched over to music. That's how I have done.
Okay. So you studied in Sri Sathya Sai
Sathya
University.
Sai University,
How
correct.
it helped you in shaping your musical perspective?
One thing I want to say about Sathya Sai University is, the first thing is discipline. I think
Okay.
it's known for its discipline. And one of the best, like, I can say best university. The reason is, a lot of spiritual values have been taught along with this regular education. What we all do.
Okay.
What spiritual? Why this is so important? The reason is discipline. This, like, is very important to nurture this spiritual journey. When you're in host, that Satisai education itself is a very different model altogether. There's no co-education. And second thing is, like, it's like, we all used to stay in hostel. There's no daycare or something like that. Day
Okay.
education. We used to stay in hostel. The moment from the morning 5 o'clock, we have to get up. We have to go to bed at night 10 p.m. Everything was structured. So,
Okay. You have to
my
follow the process. Okay. You have to
process.
follow the entire
So
process.
morning Suprabhata, then
Yeah.
then Veda, then exercises, then the so and so particular time you have to have get ready, have bath, then come to the breakfast, then go to the college, then have bhajans and prayers in the
Okay.
morning college, then go to regular, then finish the college time, come back every the lunch time, then again come back to after second half go to college, come back, and particular time snacks time. Then we used to rush into the mandir, where, we used to Satya Sai Baba used to come and talk to all of us. And in the day to day, they used to train us such a way. Nowhere it was like a compulsion, or nowhere it was like a forcing. It became a habit for us every day. Discipline became automatically inclined. Such a way
Yeah.
they design us, such a way they train us, such a way they, like, they make us, without no students will feel that pressurizing anything. The reason is, everybody those days, like, everybody wants to talk to Sati Sai Baba, or everybody wants to, he used to love his students so much. He used to say that my students are my, like, my property. And the way he used to train them, the discipline, with, see, that's what he used to say. With the pure love, anything can be bent, right? That is how he used to mold us like this. Huh?
And
Be-
also you've taken, I think, trainings from some gurus also, no?
yes, yes,
So, and how they helped you. Just talk about them also, like
yes.
who are your
See, what
gurus?
happened was, my first guru was, like, I have her name is Devi Arvind. She started helping me with the basics, Sarigam, all these things. So then up to 10th standard, I got training from her. Then later on, when I was in Sathya Sai PU college, I know there's also gurus to come to our hostel. No, she used to train us first a few 1 to 2 years after training from her MS Vidya. Later on, when I joined for my bachelor's, that is a different shape. I have taken together. The reason is, one of senior Vidwan called Puddukottai, late Vidwan now, Puddukottai Krishnamurthy, he was a top grade artist in Nalini Radio and Doordarshan.
Okay.
He, so that is how our music college. I was in music college. Every day, 3 hours music classes morning. First
Okay.
half will be singing. Then after other 2 3 hours of my 3 4 2 3 minimum hours of practice. Technical 6 to 8 hours should go on for music. 1 or 2 hours is to go for spiritual, like, regular to meet ashram. We should go to ashram, Satya Sai ashram, all these things. So that is in the when I was in music college for 5 to 6 years, almost for 4 to 5 years. That is where every day 3 years of class nurturing happened. When I was learning, those days Pudukkode Krishnamurthy sir was almost like 70 years plus. So his experience, I was hardly 20 years boy. His experience has taught us a lot. And even that, even musically also, it helped a lot to how to learn the gamak music, a finer intricacies part of music, classical music. What is gamakas? What is our Indian classical music is raga based. Like, how the what is a raga? That it helps us to go much deeper in the knowledge wise too. And
Right.
he was a bit strict to same time he was very caring too. That kind of gurus, like the traditional way of approach, and very same time it had a spiritual connection, and it had a discipline, it had bondage, like same like Guru Shishya Parampara, how with the olden days we had our Indian way of Guru Shishya Parampara is something
Right.
very
Right.
unique, which is I think that is what all our values, it will teach values and bondage, and even the subject wise the depth in learning, it will
Especially in
help us to
classical music, it's very important that
it's the
yeah.
Guru Shishya Parampara is very important in classical music.
And Aniraj, there is a Guru Shishya Parampara of Saint Thyagaraja.
Yes, yes,
So can you talk about it also? That
yes. See,
who
what
was
happened
he?
was,
Yeah.
see, Tyagaraja was normally in 18th century. He was born in Tiruvar, and Tiruvarur, it's the place called Tamil Nadu. He's one
Okay.
of the trinities of Carnatic music. So,
Okay.
when after my almost studies, I've come to Bangalore. So, and my guru is Dr. Sreekantham Nagendra Shastri, who is also direct Shishya Parampara of Saint Tyagaraja. They say. What's the meaning of Shishya Parampara is, when Tyagaraja has sung, he has trained his disciples those
Oh,
days in 18th century
okay.
onwards. So there are multiple disciples. From there again, the journey it went on for various generations together. So the when Tyagaraja was a great, all Tyagaraja about Lord, like Saint Tyagaraja, we call him. He was a great devotee of Lord Rama. So we believe that Rama has appeared, and like he's given him darshan, and
Oh, okay.
that's like he's one of the trinities of Carnatic music. So when we call Purandaras as father of Carnatic music, same way we called he was in 14th century, Annamacharya, Purandaras, they were in the 14th century. And 18th century onwards, like 17th, 18th century, even the Muthuswami Dikshitar, Shama Shastri, and Tyagaraja, these three people are called as trinities of Carnatic music you
Okay.
know so in this
Oh,
one among is Tyagaraja. So that is how is the Shishya Parampara goes on. And so by maybe God's blessings, my parents blessings, and even I am also hails to that same Tyagaraja Parampara, through because of my all my gurus, and my guru Dr. Sreekantham Nagendra Shastri sir. So, and my Pudukkottai Krishnamurthy sir, their guidance and discipline and the values what we imbibe from Bhagwan Shri Sathya Sai Baba. So all this has helped us a lot
these are
in
all
our
your biggest inspirations in your life.
yes,
Anybody else
yes,
who let you to motivate you like in going in this industry apart from your mother? She
yes.
started. Yeah.
Maybe the gurus, and also when I was in 11th standard, so that like that Sathya Sai school, there are some of the lecturers, like maybe the today the some of the lecturers, like we I remember Satyanarayan sir, and one of my teachers, and then there's a Dwaraknath sir, Sridhar sir, and there's are multiple teachers like that. They were all dedicated people for their nurturing the kids, students, and they were all telling, like I think I remember what we like it, what is our profession, what we like it, it's better to go in that route. They all motivated me, like you have the blessings, like when I was in the 8th 9th 10th standard, I was almost like a district level, state level parts where singing competition has won multiple prizes, everything. So that is where they were all motivating me. You sing so well, all cannot sing. In commerce everybody does, all cannot sing. And it's a if you go in that you have a bright future, all they should tell me all these things. But
That's very helpful, especially when
that is
you
how,
are a student and
yes,
you
yes,
get such kind of influence zone nearby you, because
yes,
many
yes,
people are in doubt at that time what to do
yes.
in life.
It's a very tender age. We don't know what to do. So
Yes,
those days, the teachers, maybe by God's grace, I've got a wonderful gurus. And like I say them not teachers, a very small word when compared to when I say guru, right? Huh?
yes,
So the gurus, what I have got, and the blessings of Baba and the gurus, I think that has made me what I am today. It's like I always believe Baba says, uh, even today, like we say. where I'm a zero, but behind me, one when there's one, multiple zeros, the more zeros, it's added more value, right?
Right,
So that
right.
one is nothing but gurus and gods, blessings, all this. That's what I believe in.
So coming to your concerts, you do concerts worldwide,
Yes,
and you are always traveling. So how do you prepare yourself for a concert, upcoming concert, mentally as well as musically?
yes.
What is
There's a
your daily
lot of
routine?
things. Yeah,
What is
see,
your what is the process you follow daily?
yes. So daily, like one is there are two, three different dimensions I work. One is
Yeah,
the regular my student base, like I have a lot of shishyas around Whitefield, Bangalore area, and across globe I have online like students across globe. So
across the
I work on different time zones for the classes, and that is a basic foundation that goes on every
So
time.
you
Along
teach
with that,
online.
online too. Yes.
Is it completely like easy to teach online means there is no physical classes required when you are teaching Carnatic music?
No, this is I can say one thing is online class we can teach, but
Yeah,
the experience what we get in physical class, that is uncomparable to online class. The reason
yeah,
is
right,
the bondage, the connection, and the positive aura what we get in the class. All is
right.
the experience what we get in the direct class is totally different than the online class. That is for
Yeah,
sure it is there. But why we also teach online classes? Because some people they are outside India where they
mm,
cannot come and meet and have a physical classes
right.
for them, but still they have interest of learning. So that's
Yeah,
why thanks to our technology, we are using our technology and we are
yes.
able to teach them also. So that's what happens. They learn online whenever they come to Bangalore, when they visit us, and then they will have like a few days when they're staying in the Bangalore, they'll have physical class. They learn a lot, long classes, like our 2, 3, 4 hours of classes, and they take a lot of just so that what they need to practice more. So
Yeah,
all
right, right.
happens. That's how they manage online, offline, everything.
Mm. So coming to
And
your
the
daily routine, yeah,
yeah, daily
what you,
routines. Normally, sometimes early mornings I have a classes like 6
okay,
o'clock, 7 o'clock when I'll be teaching for US everything. So afterwards, like after the classes, are sometimes if I get up before that and that little akara sadhana, like voice warm up exercises we call. So we do
okay,
that, and then I'll start my classes. Afterwards, normally in the afternoons, a bit free. I'll be in the evenings, like second half onwards, maybe from the 3 o'clock onwards till late 10, 11 o'clock, I'll be busy. That's what my schedule every day. So and so whenever I have a free time in the mornings, I'll also go for a little bit physical fitness. Also very important. Like what happens for
right,
us is so I balance everything with the healthy habits of the like food, what we take food, and the second thing is that little physical exercises, and then mental peace, like with little meditation. All these like that's what I say. Physical and mental health, physical health and mental health, both are very important to being a complete personal, right? So this two are very important. So physically, at least we have to be active, like some sport activity or some exercises for us. If it's for kids, they need to have at least one sports and one fine arts. Education, it's a very part of life. They do it, but to
yeah,
get a good mental health, one fine arts is very important. To get good physical, they need one sports activity too. This too will help overall development for them. So now mine, what happens is sometimes I'll have a concerts, recordings, right? So those days I'll like classes, I suspend the classes and I go for concerts. But how I prepare, this is how to, you asked me a big
yeah,
question. So
right.
how I prepare, where we are traveling. Suppose if I'm singing in the sometimes regional language too. The Carnatic music is majorly predominantly we use Sanskrit, Telugu, Kannada, Tamil, and a few compositions in Malayalam, Sanskrit, and Hindi too. Hindi, and
So
there
you
are
know all
nowadays.
these languages. You know
Yes,
all.
yes.
You are
I
proficient in
speak.
all these languages.
Yes, I speak Kannada, Telugu, Tamil,
Okay.
Hindi, and English. Understand Marathi and Malayalam and little
Wow.
Bengali too. So what happens? Singing, like music doesn't have any it's a purely a language of heart, and my language of bhavam, we call it the emotions. Any
Yeah.
language we take. So we prepare the what are kritis I need to sing. We have structure. Normally, if I'm singing Carnatic concert, like how to start. Suppose we start with the Varnam. Varnam is a type of composition we start with. Then we may go to some Ganapati kriti. Sometimes we may directly enter to the other kritis. There's a standard format. Sometimes there are depends on the what temple we are singing or what kind of crowd we are singing. We plan accordingly. That's all there. It's a
No.
preparation we do. Sometimes they also on spot the request comes. can you sing that, can you sing this, if we have a time. And if we have 100%, like if we have time, and if we have prepared everything, we surely even sing that.
Okay. So, what kind of exercise are compulsory? Compulsory exercise that you have to do daily, whether it's there is a concert or there is no concert,
Yeah, we
like
call it akara
related to
sadhana.
taking care of your throat. That is, of course, one of the most important thing. And what are the other things that is eating habits? What kind of eating habits you have to follow? All these things are important, I think.
Yes, Steve, since she's a vocalist, and not only
Yeah.
vocalist, even for the musicians, or
Mm.
for anybody for that matter, all the profession, the discipline is very important.
Yeah.
So when I have a concert, normally like down the line of 15 days, I avoid going in the too much crowd places, or even going, like, because the reason is, if some people have a cough, cold, or whether
Mm.
flu,
Right.
and, weather, all these things, we try to avoid that. And second thing is, we also try to avoid eating junk food much as possible, and eating on time, or eating a 2 meal a day, and all this helps us a lot, like. And when we are very exhausted, having a sufficient sleep. Sleep is must. The reason is, we should have a sound sleep. That's very important to maintain the throat. First thing. Second thing is food also depends on the weather, and depends on the our throat condition. Some people have a strong immunity and body conditions. Some people may get immune to, like, when they don't have immunity, or sometimes they have the viral infections may occur sometimes. So we have to be away from all these things. Means we since we do the exercise for vocal cords, we get to know if any disturbance are getting dry, or sometimes, like, some we immediately take precaution. Minimum, we are sometimes maybe medicine, sometimes may not be medicine, just be hot water, or by sometimes we call kashayam or kashaya, like, which will be
Okay.
like a ginger tea, or something like that. Ginger juice, not ginger juice, ginger kashayam is like a hot water. We add a little jaggery and ginger and little pepper, all these things, where it can keep a voice warm sometimes. Sometimes if it's summertime, we cannot handle ginger always. We will also maintain with honey a little bit. It depends on every voice, vocal cords, and physical fitness. All this happen. Each and every one's the texture of voice, the nature of voice is different. Some people, even if they eat ice cream, also nothing happens to them, right? Some people little, but I normally take very less sweets much, in like, I don't eat too much sweets too.
You have to
But
follow this discipline every
yeah,
day. Okay, almost every day.
yeah,
So
right.
you took any breaks from music? And if you take any break, what you do generally? What kind of hobbies you have?
Yes, if I also read good books, and
Okay.
and second thing is, I love long drives.
Oh,
I
super.
love traveling too. And
Yeah, Karnataka is very beautiful, all greenery and everywhere. So you enjoy all long drives.
So, and even I have I travel not in Karnataka, across South India. I drive. I love to drive, and whenever it's too far, only I take a flight, or sometimes. But I love to drive long drives, everything, and that too with the music. Whenever I'm driving long drives, like 400, 500 kilometers, music is must for me. Or else, like, that's like energy for me. Like anything. Even
That's nice.
before going to bed, I play music. Or that music is part of everything. Like, part of my life, it has become now. So that is how it goes on. And I also, in free time, I do like, since I have a small child at home, I play with him. My son is 4 years, so I play sometimes with him. I read good
Super.
books, and spend sometimes you also a good quality time with the family. It's also very important. And sometimes I go and meet my gurus, and sometimes I go for temples. Have to have just a positive aura, like, just to be there, and to have just the positivity. That's how
That's nice.
I.
That's funny.
That's how
That's
I
very
go
nice.
on.
That's very nice. So, Vaniraj, you have been teaching, I think for how many years you have been teaching?
From 2008, I'm teaching almost.
2008. So it's
Yes,
like around 17 years. Okay.
yes, yes.
So how it helped you to emerge as a great artist?
My guru is always used to say, to be a great artist, it's just one is the musical knowledge. Second thing is teaching experience too. What
Okay.
happens is, the more we teach, suppose in advanced learners, like multiple, those who are in learning in advanced stage, for them the compositions we teach. So when we are teaching the composition, or any, like, we call the songs like composition in Carnatic music or in classical music. Suppose I'm teaching some kriti, tough kriti, maybe like one of the kriti like Varali, or some like Kamakshi, some kriti tough composition I'm teaching. when I teach my students, we get multiple times repetitions, right? And we go much
Right.
deeper in it. That helps us a lot, to
Yes.
perform. So sometimes it happens that when I don't get time to prepare many lists, so whatever I'm teaching in my classes, I won't sing those compositions. To the reason is we get to sing the same composition hundreds of times, so that
Yeah.
what happens is when we are singing that multiple times, when we are listening and when we are keep on listening to it, singing that perfection and that perfection blend much will be very high. The presentation skills develops perfection
Right.
much. It will have better clarity, better perfection, all this. That is how every composition we keep listening, keep practicing. That is a must. We keep doing that.
That's very important because if you break down what you're learning, that you break down to others, so that helps you to understand those
Yes,
fundamentals better, and
yes.
uh, it helps you in becoming more better expert.
Yes, that's
So
what teaching is very important.
very
It will
important.
help us to get much more perfection.
Yes. And what qualities generally you look for a serious student?
Yeah, serious students. One thing is, nowadays it is like, if the student serious students means they should have the passion first. Then passion
Right.
and the interest, everything. Passion is very much important, and that will motivate them a lot. One thing. Second thing is, if it is at a family background. Nowadays there are many students those who doesn't have family background. That's why
Yeah.
what I tell them. Sometimes the parents worry. I say them, don't worry. Even though if you don't have the family background, but the systematic learning, discipline, humble, and continuous effort, it doesn't come in 1 or 2 days. It
Right.
it requires, years of tapasya, we call it tapas. It's not easy, right? At least 4 to 5 years of dedication is minimum to get in, like, the classical art form. So
Right.
students should have that discipline. Suppose I teach them something, if and then immediately I also give them the recordings. That is the one thing now, because we have that more latest technology. So whatever I teach them, those things, learning recordings also will be there in a drive. They can go home, they can listen, and then they multiple times they can listen, and then when they come back and sing, we'll get to know whether they have practiced or not. So that any students, if they really want to get that, for singing properly, this is so discipline is must, very must. Discipline, being humble, being calm, all this will help them, not only the music, even in the studies, even in overall development. That's why if they learn music properly, the lot other dimensions also they will learn.
Uh,
Discipline,
yes.
humbleness, how to be
Yes.
humble, and even sometimes we should talk less, where, so that what happens, we get, our mind focus much more better on the our musical thing. Since we keep singing, we don't speak much, because sometimes we are vocal cords are strained. Those, after a long time, what we do, we'll just keep quiet for 1 hour or half an hour. We don't even talk. Like that, we calm ourselves.
How can Carnatic music help if somebody doesn't want to become a professional in that? Means he doesn't want to
Yes,
become. But how, like suppose a corporate guy, if he wants to learn, if he or she wants to learn Carnatic music, how it will help him or
yes,
her
there are a lot of.
in
I have students
personality
range.
development? Yeah.
Yes, I have students range from 4 years to 83 years. So,
Oh,
and even the lot of corporate companies, like some of the high position people also come to my classes. They're
okay.
in their positions, high positions in corporate companies. Some of the doctors, some of the professions, they all come to me. One thing what happens is, even for children, imagine at the age of, I'll come from children to the elders. Children, when they start learning this Indian classical music art forms, that can be Hindustani, Carnatic, both systems. One thing, they perseverance, patience, discipline, and that concentration, calming their mind. All these aspects has to come. Once it all comes, then only the music will come. So
Yeah.
that when they learn all this, what happens? When they're calm, they're able to focus more better.
Yeah.
When they are, like concentrate, they are able, their concentration improves automatically. They can focus more in the studies, and
Right.
so this is how the overall development happens for children. For elders, they go with a lot of stress nowadays, with a lot of work, that is no literally no time for them. The moment lot of uh, parents, when they come to my class, I allow my parents also to sit in the class, so that let them experience what we are teaching to students, how they are singing. And when all are singing in a group, their experience are different. So there's examples that there are many parents joined after listening to music class. They say they themselves has said this is like a meditative in nature, and it's like therapy, music therapy, amazing feeling we are getting. And we are totally all our stress, everything lost, we are in a, they say when we are listening to music, no other thoughts occupies in our mind. So like technically we're in like a thoughtless state, like how they to reach in a thoughtless state in meditation is too tough. But just by
Yeah,
listening, just by singing, you are going to that state that naturally relief of stress, and it's like stress buster for me. And
right,
also
right.
there are a lot of ragas which you sing. They say it like it calms down the BP levels. Like the basically angry, all this comes down. The moment we are calm, automatically stress will go away from our mind. And music helps that. It's a very easy way of making your mind stronger, making your mind calm. It's a stress buster. And
Mm,
with that, and a lot of it creates positivity, positive aura, everything. Because of that, there's a lot thing. Even when you're so happy, you don't even jump. When you're so sad, sad, you don't even get depressed. You learn to maintain that. Like a standard pattern where you
right.
don't even go hyper, or you don't go get depression too. That is the state
Mm,
of mind is very important for this modern generation. The reason is, even for everybody, not including all
mm,
of us, the reason is we balance it better in life.
balance and better. That's very important. So, Phaniraj, what is your vocal style? Do you follow any particular school, any style, or have you developed any of your own style?
See what happens. Uh, Multiple gurus when I used to learn from Puddukottai Krishnamurthy sir, and later on from the Dr. Sreekantham Nagendra Shastri sir. So
Yeah.
two, three different styles we learn. Later
Mm,
on, what happens when we are singing? Naturally, over a period of time, we get our own style of singing too. But for sure, there will be a lot of influence of Guru style will be there, no doubt. So, mine is like mixture of our Pudukota Krishnamurti style as well as Dr. Srikantham Nagendra style is also there. But it will be like, as we still keep growing and our knowledge grows, it's called Manodharma basically. The creativity part of music, we grow, right? So, what happens? The style slightly may change. That happens. Each and everyone singing styles changes then.
okay. So, how do you balance this tradition and innovation? So, you said that this Carnatic music is very old, like for many centuries. So,
Yeah.
still there is not big changes.
See,
Okay.
what happens
So,
is,
how do you balance it?
yeah,
Because
see,
now, because youth audience, that is also my question is that how you decide about your audience that what should I play, how to make a list about your concert. Suppose whether it's related to your location, where are you going to uh, uh, sing you are performing, and or it's related to the occasion. Okay, so all these things matter.
yes. See what happens. One is how do you first question, how do you maintain your the tradition and the
Yeah,
present style?
yeah,
See,
innovation.
innovations. The what happens is in Carnatic music, the Tyagaraja, Dikshitar, or Tyagaraja Swami Dikshitar, or Shama Shastri, are all the composers. They have given the notations from those days. Like when they are singing, the Shishyas have read the notations, everything, and we have certain standard notations. Suppose some compositions when I'm singing, like in Yantara Mahanubhavalo, or MS, that's the Tyagaraja Swami's compositions, or Dikshita's compositions, I think it is structured in nature. So we don't divert those
Yeah,
compositions.
you
If
can't
that is,
divert. Yes.
yeah, each composition, what ragam it is in, what talam it is in, all those we maintain that. We don't go beyond, we don't divert that things.
Mm,
That is already fixed. Whatever is fixed, we go in the same format. But where we do innovation is when we do in Ragalapana and before the cause. Ragalapana thing, but Alap.
yeah.
So that is a completely creative part. And Neraval we call it. That is a creative part. And we also have a Swara Kalpana as a creative part. And when we are singing this Kritis, how do we end? Like, in the end of the end, how do we end Pallavi? How do we end Anupallavi? In between, how do we use our little bit of nuances when we are singing? That is all these are innovations. Each and every artist does in his own styles. But
Yes.
the basic structure of the composition will be same. Same
Mm,
ragam, same talam. It doesn't get changed. So that is how we maintain the tradition and innovation. and we have such a certain boundaries, rules, regulations too. Suppose when we are singing Swara Kalpana, we cannot sing however we want. There are certain rules, regulations we have to follow. All
mm,
this we maintain so that tradition and innovation is balanced. That is one. Second thing is about the concept. How do we decide? Suppose occasions, what occasions and geographical area, we everything we have to keep in the mind. When I perform in the, suppose in the some of, like, if I go to perform in the Tamil Nadu, they prefer singing a little bit more of Tamil compositions, and when I'm in Karnataka, I sing little Karnataka Karnataka compositions, few compositions too, and then Andhra, I'll sing Telugu compositions too, and see, if it's when I go to this Maharashtra, I sing few Marathi abhangs also. So and a few Hindi compositions too we sing. It's a mixture of everything, and but we maintain that if it's a Carnatic classical concert, all the artists knows multiple languages compositions. The reason is, even though some people some songs like Paluke Bangaramayana, Shriman Narayana, all is known by entire South India. It's not they need not know the Telugu, but they know it's a Bhadras Ramdas composition Paluke Bangaramayana or Bhagyadesh Barma from Purandarasa. They know entire South India. Or some of the Korean Drumillai was composed by tuned by MS Sublakshmi Amma. This everyone knows. Like this, we all that musical tune, music, all these people know. That is how we sing. And sometimes occasions like Ram Navami, or sometimes Krishna Janmashtami, or sometimes we are singing Rama Temple,
right.
or sometimes we are singing during the Ganesh Chaturthi. Like this, different occasions, we prefer singing of more of the particular compositions.
Okay. So,
That's the
yeah, that's very important, related to because occasions you're saying and location. And what about the international audience who are not at all experienced, who have not experienced this culture?
yes. Even in
Okay.
the international artists, international audience
And
also,
who
our
don't even understand the intricacies of
yeah,
Carnatic
laymen
music. Yeah,
basically, yeah, just
yeah,
they know like they know just listen to the music. They don't have any idea. They're called
yeah,
so, right.
yeah, yeah.
Even for them, what we do is sometimes a mixture crowd. So, like those who know Carnatic music, some of them know classical Indian classical music, Hindustani. Some people who doesn't know anything. Some people knows bhajans. A mixture crowd, we cover everything. If it is an international audience who doesn't know anything about Indian classical music, for them also what happens? We sometimes take level of simple compositions, complex compositions, and some of them are a little bit like kirtanams, kritis. We have multiple types of compositions. Kirtanams are simple form than the kritis, so we sing little lighter versions where a more of melody and sometimes there's tempos, different tempos like speed, slow, medium tempo, and sometimes different talas, different ragas, and different which can get a different bhava or emotions altogether. All this we choose it, so that what happens is, and simple compositions attract anybody even though they don't know music, but still when it's melodious, they keep listening.
Okay.
That
So,
is also type of compositions we
yeah.
use it.
Okay, okay. So, how do you blend your Carnatic music for other genres? Means the people from who are exposed to other kind of musics. Okay,
Yes.
so
I
that
also do
happens.
a lot of, yeah,
Yeah,
fusions.
yeah, fusions.
There are Western musicians like hip hop, rock, jazz, or multiple different people. But what happens is this sarigama, the basic fundamental is same in entire world music. In if
Okay.
you take sarigama padnisa,
Yeah, yeah, right.
so we call sarigama padnisa, they call do re mi fa sol la ti do, or the C D E F A B C. So our Indian classical music, we believe that our Indian classical music is since it's very ancient, it has traveled from India to Arabia, Persia, and then reached to European countries and Western world. So they adopted the Sarigama Padnisa and then the CDF. But the sound frequency is same. Suppose I sing sa is do sa re ga ma pa da ni sa do re mi fa sol la ti do. The thing is the frequency of sound is same. So
Okay.
when they are playing Western composition, I
Right.
get the notes from it. Sarigama format. When I am singing the Indian classical music, like they get in the C sharp, D sharp, A major, that format. That's the only thing. Through that frequency of sound, we are able to find the music. And even I'm doing next coming 31st fusion concert, where I'm seeing proper Carnatic concert, like proper Carnatic composition, but that is completely accompanied in the drums and guitar and bass guitar and all these keys, everything. How do we coordinate? Is when I sing, suppose some Mahaganapatim Manasa Smarami. If you ask me then the Indian version, Mapa Magamari Sari Sa Ni Sa, I say present this way. But they oh see C sharp, D minor, E minor. This is how they listen and do chord progression.
Great. So, what are some core principles of music, Carnatic music, that you never compromise wherever you perform all across the world?
Yeah, core principles are like one is we call it, since the Carnatic music is very old music, it's a, like it's a common in all the music forms. Shruti and Talam is the basic.
Okay.
Shruti and the pitch and the beat. That is a common whole world. Any music doesn't go out of that. It's in a certain pitch. But when it comes to Carnatic music, when we are seeing any compositions, that as the composers have given the compositions, same way we sing. It's just that sometimes we may fusion, we follow the same Carnatic tradition format only, that has been
Okay.
accompanied in a traditional way, sometimes accompanied in the modern way. That's the only difference. So
That's
but
the only
we
thing. Yeah.
that's the only difference. But otherwise, the Carnatic music, wherever we sing, the gamakas, the ragam, talam, and the bhavam, and the pronunciation, all these aspects we keep in mind and we exactly make sure it's all proper.
That's nice. So, Vaniraj, what role does improvisation play in your performances?
Yeah.
Improvisation
See,
means you know about that music
yeah,
improvisation.
yes. See, it's called again Manodharma Sangeeta, improvisations, all the one
Manodharma,
same.
Manodharma, I
Yeah,
think it's
Manodharma, we call in
yeah,
a word, technical word called Manodharma Sangeeta. That's all
right,
it is.
right, right.
So, improvisations are one of the key factor. The reason is when you're taking some composition. So first we understand the meaning, what composition it is and what god and what it is exactly. And each and every ragam has certain bhav, certain navarasas we call each and every emotions. How you to bring that better, these innovations are also very important. So suppose we sing some like some Rama, when we sing the composition, it is also very important how we are going to reach audience, right? And innovations, like when we are singing, we should make sure that bhavam is more highlighted. Sometimes some technicalities also we add into it, so that where it reaches the audience in a proper way, the bhavam, ragam, everything. And without their knowledge, they will get involved. That is all
Right.
innovations we have to use. And the audience pulse, like whether they are enjoying or not, all this we understand, looking like when we see them. And we believe in we strongly believe that is, if we are enjoying singing, we are involved and we are enjoying, automatically it reaches to the audience. That is the first core thing. We should enjoy our own singing. That is what is very important. When you forget the world and when you seek.
So, Phaniraj, do you have any favorite raga or composition that you are very emotionally connected to?
So when it comes to classical music, it's like there are thousands of ragas. Each and every raga has its own signature, like its own bhavam, everything. So as we are here, human being is part of navarasas, it's like we are into all the rasas, right? That's how same we here. Every raga has its own beauty. Every composition has its own beauty. And maybe since I also like more of Devi Kritis, like I sometimes I when I present I get more surrenderance more towards the goddess. So that's how I sing, somewhere like whenever I sing the Shama Shastri compositions, Shama Shastris are the goddess compositions, a little bit that somewhere it it takes me more deeper. That's the only thing.
Okay.
Ragas, there are so many ragas, normally Ghana ragas like Todi or even the Bhairavi, and there are also Mukhari. All these like in the weightage ragas, I normally like it more.
Okay. Okay, fine. So, what is your approach to interpreting and presenting the compositions of Saint Thyagaraja?
See, the Carnatic music itself is a purely bhakti, nothing else. It's purely, the nature is purely bhakti. So what happens is, whenever we are singing, it's like more of uh, surrenderance, and when we are singing completely, even we have to get involved with the bhavam. See, whatever the meaning of the kriti is, we have to go into that character. Basically, we have to sing in that. We have to
Okay,
involve and sing. Then only we will be able to do justice to it. That's what I feel. And whenever we sing the Tyagaraja Kriti, all these things, that's what I do. No, I involve, and technicalities, all this we follow. Same time, it's also important aesthetic sense, So it should be a balance of technicality and aesthetic both together. And then when you sing in the correct way, that will help us a lot to present in the right way.
okay, okay. So, are there any lesser known composers that you enjoy bringing them on limelight that most
Yeah.
people are not aware of?
Uh, some of them, there are so many composers before the Trinitist era, like 17th century, 16th century, 14th century, and
Okay,
even the later generations. There are multiple composers are there. In one among is Krishnaswamy Aya, like he was his composed. He hardly, like he has composed few, but all the compositions are unique in the nature and extremely good in nature. So slowly
okay,
I started working on like this rare compositions of the and also of rare compositions and rare composers. So I am also now I'm looking into more into those kind of compositions too. And whenever I'm presenting a concert, meantime I try to bring some of their compositions also in my you know concerts. That's how I do it.
okay, okay. So, Vaniraj, because you are teaching, I think you have been teaching this beautiful knowledge and I think, for the last 18 years. So, do you tailor your teaching methods according to different students?
Yes. See, one thing is I also customize way of teaching of my own for the group. Also, I
Hmm.
customize that way of teaching for each and every individual child. Depends on, so one, how do I customize to the group is, see, the basic aspects when we teach the Indian classical music, the basic aspects is we call pitch, ashruti, and the laya, like in the shruti initial stage. Until they get the shruti, like sarla versa, gentavas, there are certain basics lessons are there. When we teach that, I don't run hurry up fast. First thing I'll make sure, whenever I'm taking the group class, every individual students has to correctly sing with the correct shruti and tal. That is the first and foremost thing I will know look into it.
Okay, okay,
And then I'll make in the group class also, I'll make them sing in a group for 4 5 times, and then again one by one I'll make them sing. I'll make sure that all are singing a correct swarasthana, everything. Swarasthana means nothing but the placement of the notes, the frequency of sound, the frequency of the notes. So then slowly, once I teach all the lessons, Sarala Versa, one basics lessons in only in one speed, first speed, and then only once they're perfect shruti talam everything, then I'll tell them to go in a different speeds. That's the
okay.
one way. Second thing is, when it comes to each and every individual students, some students are very good in like musically they picks up faster. The moment once I sing,
Hmm.
even though naturally they sing, they are able to sing in a correct shruti and talam. Some of them may not be able to do that. So for them, what I will do, 2 3 times repetitions, I'll make them little make them sing repeatedly multiple times, and then I'll ask them to listen to my recordings. And this is how, for few students we need more follow up. For few students we just teach once, they are able to pick it up. So like that,
Okay.
each and every student we have to customize, especially when it comes to the art form. Until they get that's what I always tell them. From not knowing to knowing is easier, the gap is less. From knowing to the getting the perfection, the gap is very much higher. So that is a true in, especially when it comes to the fine arts or any practical learning based learning, practical based learning. The reason is, the moment once they get, they think that yes, I learned, I got it.
Hmm.
When they sing, they don't understand the intricacies and that the perfection, all these things. That's why I'll always tell them, see, now you know, but you're not perfect. So when you where after knowing, another 100 times when you practice, you get perfection. So not knowing to knowing, even 10 times you practice, you get. From not knowing to knowing, is the gap is very much less. Whereas from knowing to getting perfection, it requires much more dedication, much more practice.
Okay, okay. So you are referred as Vidwan
Yes,
Phaniraj.
yes.
So for a student, how much time generally it takes?
See,
Uh,
basically, Vidwan is the given when we are starting concert, Vidvat, basically when you do Vidvat, or
okay.
equivalent to the Vidvat, all this it's called Vidwan.
Mm,
But same time, uh, it's also nowadays the multiple words they use, like maestro, the doctor, all these
okay,
things also they use it. Vidwan is also like a title where we are able to perform well, where we are able to set the
okay.
standards when we meet up. That's what we
So
get those.
you use it yourself or it is given by your guru,
So
something
it's
like
like
that?
yeah, it's like the moment once we are done equivalent to Vidvat or we equivalent to Vidvat
Okay,
degrees, we use it. That's how, like how you
okay.
have done doctorate, all these things.
It's basically
So
your the level of your mastery and
yes,
that's
yes,
all.
yes, yes, all these things. So that's like equivalent, like Vidvat is equivalent to masters, all these things. This is, but
Master.
also sometimes it's also we given Vidvat to some of the exponent artists like MS Subramaniam, all they're all Vidushis, right? They were not done anything like this kind of education, but they have learned through Guru Shishya Parampara. That their gurus only given them Aranget, they call Arangetram Aranga Pravesha, where they make the students to perform. Then that is where slowly they gain the Vidushi, Vidwan, all these things.
Okay. And how important is cultural preservation in your work as an artist as well as teacher?
It is very much important. The reason is, see, certain qualities we have to imbibe to be a like right professional. Like when we're in profession, even to be better in that and even to be more effective, even we have to adapt some of the qualities in us. So being a culture, respecting our Indian culture, or even respecting the gurus and value-based teaching, all these are very much essential to maintain certain standards, qualities in our profession. So that's the
Okay.
reason culture is also very much important, and also because that ultimately that the whenever we are singing, it's purely Carnatic music is pure form of like it's a divine art. So 100% very important to be when like we have to have certain values that will in one corner of it will help us a lot to be a better person,
Right,
better person. That better person can do better job, right? When it comes to
right, right,
spirituality, that's the only thing. It's overall development. When you have a strong mind, and strong, like that will help us to have a better connection and with the music and divinity, everything.
right. So, in your opinion, what is the current state of Carnatic music in India and globally?
From last 10 years, I think Carnatic has taken a huge, uh, popularity across globe.
Okay, okay,
Last 10-15 years onwards, I think, because before also it was there, but I think thanks to social media, modern equipments, modern technology, all these things are also added advantage to it. And various musical apps, all these have helped the people to access all the artists, everything. That has also helped a lot to people to know what is Carnatic music, enjoy Carnatic music. That has taken different heights altogether. And now you can see a lot of Tyagaraja Aradhana happening across globe, and a lot of Carnatic concerts happening across US, UK, multiple across all the countries. It's happening now, and people are also lot people are liking the Indian classical music. It's going like globally very much there now.
that's very good. That because of social media now it's becoming
All this,
very
and you same thing with
people are aware of it.
yes,
It's becoming popular almost all parts of the world.
yes, yes.
That's very nice. Still, what kind of challenges are faced by Carnatic musicians, especially young Carnatic musicians in
See,
these
there
days?
are, yeah. See, what happens is when it comes to Indian classical music, nurturing, getting expertised, and the experience.
Mm,
See, in the youngsters, what happens? That's still the lack of experience, and it's like we all say. Every age group, like when we're in the 20s, we'll have different experience, 30s, different experience, 40s, different experience. Like, when we keep on nurturing, maybe the more experience we gain, our quality of presentation, quality of knowledge will be much more better. So that is it's a lifetime journey. But for the youngsters also, what we say is, maybe like practice better, have sufficient knowledge, and keep doing your work. You don't only go with the name or fame. The reason is uh, the it automatically comes in when you are equipped with your knowledge. Knowledge like a power. When you have when you are able to do your job better on your own, like
Mm.
automatically everything will fall in place. But we
Right.
should have patience and perseverance. All these are very much important. One day it will come, but we should not disturb ourselves mentally or and we should keep going always and keep work on getting more learning, more knowledgeable. You should work on more towards knowledge, gain, achieve, getting more knowledge, through practice and through listening, all this, and through getting more and more guidance from the gurus. So that's all will help in the journey to nurture ourselves better.
Okay. And what advice would you like to give to young artists on how to use digital platforms to be more effective?
Yes, one thing is, now the youngster, the digital platform is giving the tremendous job. They have a lot of opportunity. They can post their videos on their social media. Everything is very free, but same time, make sure that technically it is right, technically things are right, the perfection, all these things are right. So quality check is also so important. So along with your social, nowadays that youngsters are very good in the digital, they're able to give their videos best to the in YouTube multiple channels, but also equally make sure that the standards are high. And some of them are youngsters also really good nowadays. The reason is thanks to social media. When they are started learning all this, they were able to access that learning materials to the social media, where YouTube or multiple things. That also one way to help them to gain more and more knowledge
Okay.
at a very early age. Those who have used that effectively, they have learned much better also. It's a vice versa from the both the sides in, in the modern era.
Okay.
That's why
Mm.
what assessment general is for the youngsters is have patience and have sufficient knowledge. And even though if make sure multiple times analyze and then only you present it in social media, so that what happens is you'll be able to do much better job, good job, and the quality can be checked.
Right. And Aniraj, I have seen that nowadays youth are more attracted towards Western music. Okay, Bollywood, Hollywood, such kind of music. And so, what else we can do? Of course, social media is bringing a lot of awareness about Carnatic music and other classical music, Indian classical music. So, what else can be done to attract youth towards classical music?
Yes, see what happens is, why, see, it's like I don't say they should not go that music. Same way it's vice versa in other countries also.
Yeah,
Foreign
right,
countries nowadays all youths are admired towards more towards Indian classical music. So it's a human mind basically. One thing is what happens, what we have with us, we will not know the value of it. So what we don't have, we crave for it. That is a
the other
human.
side, grass looks green, that kind of thing.
Yes, it's a
Yes,
very, 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 like what to say, normal human tendency. So that
right,
is also there. And second thing is also, I think most of the nowadays in education system, also in schools, from the school itself, they should start imbibing more towards Indian classical music. Everything from the grassroots,
right,
we need to develop that. Then automatically, when they grow, they will have the taste of Carnatic music. So when you know the taste of the classical music, then only you'll be able to enjoy. If you don't know that taste of music, that is where because other Western all these things looks little stylish. Maybe it is more of attractive towards the youth. That's why they get more attracted. But the happiness maybe that it's not that they that is the this is great, that is not great, nothing like that. Each and every, as I told you in the eight, like so many, like 16th 14th century, before that, just our music has, traditional music has traveled to western, and then every music system got developed. So but still, the essence of Carnatic music, if you understand from the childhood, then automatically they'll start liking it more Indian classical music. So
I
for
think
that,
it's a very good advice that right from the school days, they should be
yes,
aware of this
yes,
music
all
and
over
this.
Indian, I think government of India should help in imbibing, classical Indian classical music in all the schools in India. in a from the even including government schools to private schools to international schools,
Right.
everything. So that what happens is one of the most scientific music is our Indian music in the world. Oldest form of music is Indian music in the world, our
Yeah.
Bharatiya Sangeet. But what happens is we need to some or other there is in even CBSE all the boards they have Carnatic music too. They have Indian Hindustani music too. But how many of them taking that as a subject, and how
Yeah.
many teachers they are or how many professors they are appointing in the universities or in this, all these are big question marks still. I think all these aspects has to be taken in serious note, and in the
Yeah.
future
Right.
generations, once they start doing this, further generations will have more interest towards Indian classical music.
Yeah, right. Because a lot of things depend upon teachers.
Yes,
Like if teacher is good, then automatically student will get interested in that kind of
yes. There are so many
subject.
schools where there's even though there's a subject, but many of them doesn't even
Even have teachers.
yeah,
Yeah,
taken all these things. That's it.
that is a point. Right point. So, Paniraj, what values that you have learned from your gurus that you continue to pass to your students? Important
One thing is,
lessons.
yeah, one thing is when it comes to musical aspects, they have to really work hard, and maybe more than hard work, passion, perseverance should be more. And until they get that, they have to keep practicing. Practice is a very basic essential to get something. Whatever we want to learn, we need to multiple times rehearsal practice we should do, then we get it. Then a continuous observation from the guru. They should go and sing in front of guru, ask them, am I right, sir? That is also a very important to take suggestions from the teachers, and keep singing, keep working on what you want to learn, and continuous perseverance for minimum for to get a certain knowledge, like 3 4 to 5 years of continuous effort is needed. It's a long term plan. It's not a okay, today I learn, tomorrow it comes. It doesn't come like that. So we really have to have a perseverance and continuous practice for a years together. Then it will be able to do better. And I know there's nowadays there's a lot of technologies are there. They can avail the technology. They can use the technology. They can listen to the multiple artists. They can also understand, learn. All this can be done. It depends on each and every student how serious they are in learning, and how much they are giving time for practice, and how much they're really having passion of learning. All this matters when they learn.
Very good advice. One last question, Paniraj.
Yes. Mm.
What advice would you like to give to young aspiring musicians and music lovers about Carnatic music?
Yes. See, the great people has to initially, I think the youngsters, if you're really looking only for money, okay, we can earn good money, great money by looking at the popular artist, and the youngsters has to be ready with the equally 10 times more, 100 times more challenges too in their field. So it is not fancy. It is a continuous effort and hard work. And so what I advise is only okay, I can earn good money, I can settle well. If they have that kind of aspect in the mind, materialistic aspect only in the mind, and if you're coming for the musical line, it doesn't work. And so you should, I will do it. I one or other I'll achieve it, and it will happen. So you should believe in music, and you should dedicate and continuous effort only will help them to get success in the music field. For some people, it may happen quickly. For some people, it takes years of time, right? So it is all depends how much you're learning well, how much you're dedicating, what all maybe you say strength and weakness, right? So what are the strengths? SWOT analysis you call. So strength, weakness, and what all opportunities we have, what are the equal threats we have, all this you have to analyze. And I say you can pursue music, and also whatever you have a initially, if you're only depend for the money, if you're a completely professional taking music only as a and nothing else, you may also have to face sometimes financial constraints, sometimes financial stress. All this comes along with, right, initially.
Right.
So to overcome all this, it requires continuous effort. Maybe you have to have a balance of in the music itself, how to balance all these things. One way you have to have the balance of mind in one way, or else I want to have music as a passion, and I will, it's okay if I pursue it slowly, but I want to have that for music's sake. Then parallel you can also have a, as you study academics, you can balance both, job as well as music, also a passion you can continue over a period of time. When you have a financial freedom or something like that, when you reach that stage, you can switch over. There are some of the students of mine who are in the 40s, 50s. They say 50s they started. This is in down the line 10 years. At least I learn music well, so that when I retired, I'll be happily sing myself, and I'll be at least able to serve our Indian classical music. You tell me, I don't, not for the money's sake. I'll just, what else I can serve after 60s to our Indian culture, Indian music, I can do it. You just give me your basic students, I will teach them. And they say I'll do service for our music, our Indian classic. That is also there. So it depends on how you take it. And second thing is, uh, okay, as I said, you, if money is center and I may be able to earn better, all these things, it doesn't work that way. We really have to have a dedication and continuous effort. You have to keep doing, believing that, one or other day I may get it, I will get it, I will get it. It will come, but it's not easy job. It will take maybe years together. Sometimes, it depends on every individual. For some people they quickly achieve it, some people may take more time, but have patience. And if you really want to achieve that, you should have burning ambition. Until you achieve that, the ambition should not allow you to eat and sleep. That is the kind of ambition should keep pricking in your mind, so that you keep work on it.
Right. Very good advice. I think students should take this advice very seriously if they want to learn this music and if they want to pursue it as a career.
Yes,
And if anyone wants to learn from you directly, do you teach online as well
yes,
as
yes, yes.
practical
I teach
physical
on,
classes?
yes, I
Okay.
teach online, offline, anything. If
So
anybody is getting,
how
they
they can
contact.
connect you? Uh,
They can
I
search
think
my name in Google also. Phaniraj
okay.
Shivashankar. They can contact me. I have my office, social media
I've seen
platforms.
your YouTube channel. Very
Yes,
good
YouTube also they
videos
can
are
contact.
there. Yes,
Yes, YouTube, Facebook official page,
okay.
LinkedIn, even in the Insta. So multiple. Just they search
They
my
can
name in
connect you.
Google, they'll get all my contacts, everything. Or else,
Okay.
if they want, I can give you my number also. You can broadcast in your this one.
Okay.
They can
Okay.
contact me also. No, no
Okay.
problem.
Okay, thank you so much, Vaniraj. It was really nice meeting you and understanding Carnatic music in such detail because, uh, as you're saying, that it's becoming day by day more and more popular worldwide. So,
Yes,
and it's very good not just for music lovers. In fact, for corporate guys also, they can use this as a therapy. I can say
yes.
it as a therapy.
Stress
Okay.
buster. Yes,
Yeah, stress buster. Okay. And it helps them in their work and
yes,
focus better and discipline
yes,
everywhere. So learning
yes,
this music, it helps you in every way to perform better in your work.
yes.
And of course, if you are a music lover and if you want to pursue it as a career, then you are
You
one of the
can do
best.
that. And
Yes,
even if some of them are after 60s, what do we do? Right? Even if they have
right.
passion, they will never get bored in life. They'll never feel loneliness in life. They
That
can
is
keep
also
singing,
important.
keep
Yes.
listening the music. That will be their lifetime friend for them. That is also
Mhm.
there. So
For a lonely person, it's very good thing. If somebody is retired and they
yes,
want to enjoy, take it as a habit, hobby.
yes.
So it's
Hobby.
again, it's a very good, it's a very
Yes,
good.
yes.
Thank you so much, Vaniraj, for sharing your wisdom, for sharing your insights and sharing all your understanding about this
Thank you very much,
wonderful
sir. Thank
music.
you so much.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Thank you.
thank you so much,
So
sir. Thank you.
anything you would like to add? Anything you want to say?
Uh, so that's all. Thank you. Thank you very much. And also, I heard about some of the popular books. So I would like
Yeah.
to know maybe more and more of that. I would like to read that those
Yeah.
books.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. These are related to sales and marketing, yeah. But you can anytime you can read. It's available in more than 70 countries. So
Okay.
it's good.
Very
So
nice, sir.
yeah.
Very nice.
But that
Very
is
nice.
different thing that is sales and marketing. But uh, the purpose of this podcast is to learn from different masters from different fields to
Fields.
understand their mindset and everything.
Very nice, sir. You're doing
Mm.
wonderful job. So that what happens, different fields, the people, how they are in their facing their own issues or handling their own issues, how they are achieving it. There are multiple dimensions gets opened up, and you'll get to know a lot of things about, you
Yeah,
know,
because see, there because mastery is not the way it's a simple word, but it requires a lot of sacrifices, it requires a
yes,
lot of things and time management, your discipline, your mindset, and not instant gratification, delay gratification that we say that it
Yes.
requires a lot of things. And because nowadays, first of all, uh, to see that your friends, they are like getting monthly salaries right from passing the college, and you have to control yourself and all these things. It requires a lot of sacrifices.
Correct.
So that's why uh, people who want to become really master in this field, who are ambitious and who want to achieve great things in life, they should learn from people like you. That was the only objective of this podcast.
Thank you so much, sir. Very nice meeting you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
What an enriching conversation with Vidwan Phaniraj Shivashankar, a voice that resonates with both tradition and innovation. His journey is a testament to the power of dedication, the influence of great gurus, and the timeless beauty of Carnatic music. If you would like to follow more of his work, check out his performances and updates on his social media pages. Whether you are a music lover, a student of music, or someone newly discovering this art form, there is so much to learn from and be inspired by his journey. Thank you for joining us today, and until next time, keep listening, keep learning, and let the music play on.